I want to take a look a little bit at the National League landscape right now in terms of the playoff picture. And one of the things that I sort of looked at after last night, I just said to myself, there's no world. I mean, I would have probably risked the mortgage to say the Phillies weren't going to sweep the Dodgers in LA. I had no expectation of the Phillies winning that game last night, but I will say this. It was a bit disappointing in that, one, I just don't really think Blake Snell's that good. Maybe I'm wrong. I know his numbers are good. He's got a 2.4 ERA. So I know he gets guys out, but I don't think he's an automatic, dominant guy. He certainly does not get deep into games. He's a 5-6 innings max type of guy. The Dodgers bullpen had really been bleeding entering last night. They had used all of their big arms. I thought the Phillies actually had an opportunity last night to go in there and sweep. Like when I said I didn't expect them to sweep, I didn't at the start of the series. But when last night was starting to take shape, I said, I wonder if they can do this. And I think they have a shot. And they didn't, and that's fine. I don't think it really is all that impactful. I don't think the Phillies have any shot at getting the 1 seed at this point. I know that the Brewers have the Padres next week. I just don't think, given what that's at this point, that they're going to leapfrog them by 3.5 games over the final 9. So I think the Phillies are kind of where they are. They're going to be the 2 seed, barring something catastrophic or crazy. Not a big deal. But where it does hurt is I'd like to see the Dodgers not win the NL West. I'd like to get the Dodgers the hell out of the NL West. And the Padres took care of business against the Mets last night. And I'm like, let's make this a thing. Let's make this weird. Let's get the Padres 1 back behind the Dodgers going into the Dodgers 4 games with the Giants this weekend and see what happens here. And I think that game last night was impactful that way. I don't know how you view it or what you think about this landscape at a high level, but that's where I'll start the conversation.
Well, so I look at it this way, Bob, and I say, okay, so the Phillies are probably going to be the 2 seed. They can still catch Milwaukee. They're not that far behind them.
I don't see it.
But Milwaukee's schedule's too easy in my mind, and I think that the Brewers hold on to the 1, and the Phillies are going to be the 2. I know they're trying for it. Like they've talked about it out here. Like that is a goal of theirs to catch the Brewers. And who knows? Maybe they get incredibly hot in the last homestand against 2 bad teams and the Brewers cough 1 or 2 up and all of a sudden you're there, right? I mean, who knows? But I'm gonna go off the premise that Milwaukee's 1 and the Phillies are 2. With that said, like, do you prefer to play the Padres? Let's look at it this way. Do you prefer that it's Padres Mets or Dodgers Mets? And then who do you want out of those 3 teams the most? Because that's really what it's going to come down to at this point. Can the Diamondbacks or the Giants or the Reds catch the Mets? Yes, but at this point, I don't think it's going to happen.
Who do I want now that like last week happened? There's multiple ways to look at this. I think that a lot of people would answer Padres because the Mets, you don't really want to go down that road again. You don't want to be spooked. You're going to have to go to Citi Field. I get it. The Padres, they don't have the same top-end players that the Dodgers do. And the Dodgers starting pitching, it scares me. It does. And the Padres have decent starting pitching. They have a very good bullpen. They have some big-time players as well. The answer is the Mets. And it's not close. Yeah. And for a few reasons. Like, just hear me out here. 1, the Mets are not nearly as good as the Padres or the Dodgers. And 2, like, this isn't me like with the false bravado puffing out the chest thing, but like if you want to be a champion and you are this big bad machine that you think you are, go beat the Mets. Like, go get your revenge. Go do, like, come on. If you lose to them, here's what I would say. If you lose to the Mets 2 years in a row in the postseason, then you are a bunch of losers. And that is the tag that you should be designated with. And when we look back at this run, be like, they could not beat the Diamondbacks in 2 games at home in the NLCS when they had everything in their favor, and they couldn't beat the New York Mets in back-to-back seasons. They were eliminated by the Mets. Then who, not who cares. I'm not saying like who cares. Like everyone's going to care. You're going to be furious. But like you got to slay that dragon. It's not even a dragon. It's like slaying a butterfly. Like, come on, man. And not that you'd ever want to hurt a butterfly, but like, seriously, like you gotta.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Like we could do the I'm afraid of Citi Field thing, which like I am, that's why I said there's no false bravado here. Like I think that's real for them, Like, you got to go beat the Mets. Like, if you had an opportunity to line up against that team as opposed to the other two, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Bob. I'm in agreement with you that the Mets are the best matchup of the three. The Padres don't have the starting pitching that I think the Dodgers have, obviously. So that's an advantage. Like, maybe you can get to their starters early. And their lineup has been inconsistent. I just wonder if the Padres, because there is a lot of talent there, I just wonder if the Padres are one of those teams that are just kind of sandbagging it until the postseason, and then they feel like they can turn it on. I don't know if you can do that, but if they look at it like, we can just get in and then we get into that wild card, we win that series. Now we got the momentum and be like the Phillies were in 22 and have the the top end talent and get some momentum going in their direction. They could be a dangerous team. So maybe I would probably go Mets is number one preference, Padres number two, Dodgers number three. I would rather play the Dodgers in a 7-game series than I would in the 5-game series.
How would the Padres line up? I mean, is Pivetta their 2 right now?
He might be their 1.
That's a different level of emotional hurt. Like, the Mets get you in 24 and then Pivetta knocks you out in 25.
I mean, he might be their 1. I mean, who are you going to start ahead of him?
Well, Darvish has not been great. Obviously, Dylan
Right.
Cease has not had a good year. I mean, Dylan Cease is arm.
King's back now. I mean, maybe if King is himself,
who goes for them tonight? Randy Vasquez. So I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably Nick Pivetta. It's probably their game 1 starter in the playoffs. Now, granted, they're going to have to go through a wild card series. So if you're the Phillies, you're not getting Pivetta in game 1. You're going to get their third or fourth pitcher in game 1, depending on how the wild card round would go. So you're only going to get 1 start out of Nick Pivetta, not 2, likely. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like that's what it is. So that's why I put the Padres as a more preferred opponent in the 5-game series than the Dodgers. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I mean, are you on board with that? Is that how you see it? 1 Brewers, 2 Phillies, 3 Dodgers, 4 Cubs, right? 5
Padres,
6 Mets. Any shot the Mets blow this?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Mets are the Mets, man. Like,
I know mathematically, yes. I mean, are we talking about a world next week where like the Mets are really in trouble? I mean, they're 1.5 right now over the Diamondbacks. The Reds are 2 back. The Giants are 2 back. I think the Giants are in trouble. I mean, 4 games in LA is going to be tough. That's going to be tough.
Especially since those games matter to the Dodgers.
I don't know where the Reds factor in. They get the Cubs this weekend, I believe, for 4 in Chicago, which is not obviously easy, but what do the Cubs have to play for in this moment? Really nothing.
Yeah.
They're
the Mets remaining schedule have 9 games left. Well, 10. I'm sorry, they play the Padres tonight. So that's an important game in this conversation, right? Then they have 3 against the Nats, who stink. But then they go on a 6-game road trip to end the season. 3 against the Cubs. That's a tough series for the Mets. And then 3 in Miami. And the Marlins played them really well.
What are the Cubs doing? Like, do the Cubs care right now? Like, where the Cubs have no motivation.
Well, they're playing for home field. They want to ensure home field in that wild card, right? I mean, I think those games will matter in that regard. Yeah. I mean, maybe not all 3, but
what are they up right now? So the Cubs are 24 games. I mean, I don't know, man. They've got some work to do to blow that. They have a 5-game lead on San Diego. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. But they got to lock it up. So
yeah,
it's probable that series will be where they would have to lock it up.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah, I mean, then the Phillies have this interesting thing where they still need to do some work to get the bye, so that you can't mess around too much. But you got the Diamondbacks sitting right there, and like that's where you really like to see the Phillies win last night, because you go, hey, go Arizona, win 2 out of 3 this weekend. Get the Mets.
Yeah,
not that I really want to do the Diamondbacks any favors either. Like, there's some ghosts with them as well, but
we had somebody. Here it is. The comment earlier. Greg G says, "Is it bad I go into this next series not worrying about results. I want to buy, which is pretty locked up, but I want the Mets to continue to be pressured by other wild card teams.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I kind of get it. Sort of what I'm saying, like let those guys sweat a little bit more.